Hi, my name is Christina Penlett, Project Director for the AmeriCorps Vista North Texas project. So thank you all for joining us today. Katie Blair, our Vista leader, will also be joining us later on in the presentation. So what is AmeriCorps Vista? So AmeriCorps Vista is a national service program dedicated to the alleviation of poverty. Since 1965, over 220,000 AmeriCorps members in the Vista program have joined the fight against poverty by helping local organizations expand their capacity to make change. The Vista program serves in each of the 50 US states and in all US territories. Members serving in the AmeriCorps Vista program serve full-time for 1-year terms. They build capacity in nonprofit organizations and public agencies to help them more effectively generate the commitment of private sector resources, encourage volunteer service at the local level, and empower individuals and communities. Through capacity building activities such as fundraising, grant writing, research, and volunteer recruitment, AmeriCorps members in the Vista program serve in an office setting and gain experience in leadership skills. This opportunity prepares members for a life of service in the public, private, or nonprofit sector. Excuse me. So AmeriCorps Vista has 4 core principles in which we operate under. A Vista project's goal is moving individuals and communities out of poverty, rather than making poverty more tolerable through short-term services. A Vista project also engages residents of low-income communities in planning, development, and implementation of the project. So as an AmeriCorps intermediary project, or overall, AmeriCorps will never come in and tell a community what they need to, or what their problems are, or what their issues are, or how to solve them. We'd like to empower the community to do that themselves. So Vista members also strengthen, expand, and increase the reach of anti-poverty organizations and programs by working on these projects in coordination with staff and volunteers. So they are creating these sustainable solutions for those that are living in poverty. These sustainable solutions will remain with the organization long after the Vista member leaves there, because the systems that they've developed and the relationships and the knowledge that they've created will transfer to the organization and the community for over the long term. So these are our 5 anti-poverty focused areas. So education, working in schools to help build tutoring programs, after school programs, daycare, Head Start programs, military and military families and veterans. So working with them to make sure that they are well taken care of after their service to our country. Economic opportunity, under this falls helping people find jobs. So job service programs, job skill building programs, also housing area. Housing falls under economic opportunity as well. Healthy futures is a pretty big category that doesn't only mean working in like healthcare settings or clinics. It also means food security and immunizations and anything that would remotely touch on health. We have a project at Children at Risk that is anti-human trafficking. So that would go into that Healthy Futures area as well. Disaster services, that's helping communities recover after hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, you name it, whatever is affecting the community at the time. Most of our projects in the Vista North Texas intermediary focus on education, economic opportunity, and healthy futures. So that will be the majority of where our projects are. A little bit about Vista North Texas. We are located up in Denton, and we cover the Fort Worth Metroplex for the most part. We do have projects down in Houston and in Lubbock as well. We have 26 projects in our intermediary. We help our agencies recruit and develop their projects so they are sustainable. And then when helping with the recruitment and making sure that individuals like yourselves are able to have the resources needed to get into these projects. And we are here to help you through the year as well. So becoming a Vista, Vistas do serve 1 year of full-time service with a nonprofit agency. We understand that is a huge commitment, and in exchange for that commitment, AmeriCorps offers a lot of benefits for our members. So first, all Vista members receive a living allowance. It is a stipend based. It's to help offset the cost of living. The amount of that living allowance does depend on the county you live in or serve in, excuse me. For Dallas County, it is $562 every 2 weeks before taxes. Vista members also earn an education award or an end of service stipend. The education award is equal to a Pell Grant or $6,345 and can be used to repay student loans or to further your education. You do have 7 years with which to use the education award. So if you don't want to use it right away, you do have some time. If you don't want or need the education award, you could select an end of service stipend or end of service award of $1,800. That is a cash payment paid out in your last 2 weeks of service. If you're a Vista member and you have student loans, especially federally backed student loans, you can put them into forbearance or deferment. And the interest that will continue to accrue on those student loans will be paid off by the National Trust. So you're not going to be penalized for having student loans and having that interest accrue. All Vistas receive health care benefits. If you currently have insurance, then there's a program where your copays and your deductibles are paid off through this benefit. If you do not currently have insurance, then Vista does offer a health care benefit that works like insurance. If you need child care assistance and you qualify for that, Vista can help with that and does help pay for it. I believe it is, they will help pay up to $400 per child. Relocation, since Vistas can serve anywhere in the United States and our territories, you can relocate to serve. Vista will pay mileage reimbursement at 40 cents a mile from your home of record to your service site to move. And you would also receive a $750 settling in allowance. But most Vistas join for one of two reasons. One, they're looking to gain real world experience. A lot of Vistas we talk to tell us that they want to work in nonprofit or they want to work in a certain area. They have the education, but they are being told you don't have the experience. So Vista will help you do that. And as a Vista, you're not working at the entry level of an organization. You are working with executive directors and development directors, and those are the people that you will interact with on a day-to-day basis. And with that also comes working with those same people outside of your agency, so the peers of the supervisors and the development directors and executive directors. So you do a lot of our Vistas are able to either get jobs at the agencies they are working with or in another partner somewhere down the line. And all Vistas receive training. So they receive training through us as an intermediary. You receive training through AmeriCorps itself, and you can receive training from your site. It's a great place to learn new skills. A lot of our Vistas get into the development side because they want to learn how to write grants, or they want to learn how to be fundraisers, and you get hands-on experience through your service. So why are there AmeriCorps members? Well, because we have a lot of poverty in this country, right? Some of the statistics are pretty daunting, and these are from 2015. Obviously, with the COVID-19 pandemic, these numbers have increased, right? And we have a lot more people living in poverty and needing assistance. So what Vistas are there to do, like I said earlier, is build those capacity of the nonprofit agencies by bringing in new volunteers, by securing more funding, which will help the nonprofit agencies build their programs and be able to serve more individuals in the United States. So some poverty demographics, according to Poverty USA, and again, these are 2016 statistics, so they're not going to be what we're seeing today. But demographically, poverty doesn't strike everyone the same. So children are said to live more in poverty than adults at that 21.2%. Native Americans, Black and Hispanic folks in the United States are at a higher level of poverty than white or Asian people. So those are the people that we are looking as Vista members and projects to lift them, give them the hand up they need to get out of poverty. Okay, Katie.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm Katie Blair. I am serving as their recruitment and outreach Vista leader. Previously, I served as a Vista member in Richardson, Texas, so that was really interesting and really fun. So I'm going to kind of go over our two organizations that we partner with in Oak Cliff or in South Dallas area. We're kind of both, and then go over the 3 positions that we have open within those 2 organizations. And we also have 4 other positions that are open just in the general DFW area. So if y'all are interested in those, we'll have the link to our website, so you can definitely check those out if you're interested in serving, anywhere in the DFW area. So we'll start with Harmony CDC. So they are located in South Oak Cliff area, so the south part of Dallas. Their mission is really just to strengthen families and get them sustainable and get them on their own and self-sufficient. So they have a lot of different programs to help families primarily. So they have a food pantry, they have a bunch of resource centers. We even have legal aid. So if someone's going through, whatever issues they might be going through throughout life, they can come there for free legal aid. They also have a counseling center, and they really work for workforce development. So they have a workforce development program. And we really provide, family care services, make sure that your family is doing okay, and how they could really help you with that. And they're really just playing that critical role in building a sustainable model to help move their organization forward. So as a Vista member there, that's what you would be helping with, is to help their organizational structure to help ensure that communities in South Dallas will get the care that they do need. And they provide services to about 8,000 individuals a year. So it's really been pretty impactful down in South Dallas. And then the positions that they have open, which will be the next slides, So the first one is a fund development Vista. So that's more on the development side. So if you're interested in, grant writing, fundraising, event planning, things like that, this will be really good for you. And if you're in, more of the business side of school, like marketing and things like that, this will definitely be an area that you might be interested in. So Vistas for them will do, like I said, fund development planning. So that could be fundraisers, that could be kind of campaigns throughout online, especially with COVID and things like that. Helping to host and coordinate donor events, and really any way you can start helping the organization get more funds to do even more projects. So, you'll keep up with donors and solicit to them, keep them interested, reach out to them, things like that. One thing that's in the assignment description is writing a minimum of 5 grants, which if you've written any grants, that's pretty small for a year. So you can really run with that and get that community even more funds than would ever be imaginable. And then lastly, just, get more people aware of what Harmony CDC does, and really reach out to the community and, find people that might not have known about them who do need help. Because I know with the poverty that's gone on due to COVID and all like addictions and things like that are happening, more people are going to need services like that, that would not have known otherwise. And then also on the other side of that, getting community members who can help to understand what CDC does, and get them involved in even bigger ways and get them really vamped up about what they'll do. So those are kind of just the guidelines for the Fund Development Vista. And again, these are all a year long. And then CDC has another position, which is community engagement, which is also kind of the more development side, but kind of married to the program side as well. So you'll work with both of those things. So of course you'll, still promote Harmony CDC in the community, along with your Vista partner in the development side. And really just the biggest part of this is just getting people aware of the resources that they can use, or the nonprofits that they can support, so that we can kind of come together as a community to really help people. And then a few other things that you'd be doing as their community engagement Vista is connecting to clients, helping with different programs. And their biggest program that they have is the youth empowerment program. So really just developing that and actually putting forth like processes and procedures to actually get it done. And then just getting the community involved and seeing, can we get more volunteers in? Can we train more people to be involved with this? Can we get more people to help out like in the food pantry, things like that? And then going to community events just to, hype up the organization and represent them, as well as working with the counseling director to really just recruit and develop the youth empowerment program. So they really want this year to be focused on the youth empowerment program and really vamping that up and developing that and getting that off the ground and running. So you could be a big part of a big program that will kind of live on past your year of service, which is kind of the goal here. Because Vistas do only serve 1 year. So we're hoping to create sustainable programs where even once you're gone, the organization will be stronger due to your work that you have and can keep going on past you. And then our other nonprofit that we partner with is Mission Oak Cliff. So they also serve the Oak Cliff area, as their name would suggest. So we're really focusing on those South Dallas communities. And they're really there to like lead a helping hand to people experiencing like hardships in the Oak Cliff community. And they really hope, their main goal is to have people not need them anymore. That's their biggest thing. They want self-sufficiency. So they're really hoping, hey, you'll come here for some assistance and then, won't need us. that's hopefully their goal, in that they can just get people help and things like that. So they really think that transformation begins through relationships with people and wanting to get close to them and wanting to understand where they come from and how they can actually support them and be very helpful. So their community hub off of the Oak Cliff Temple Baptist Church, where that also serves as more of some nonprofit as well. So there they help people who experience homelessness, who have food insecurity and things like that. So a lot of clients can come and get access to food, get casework services, and just education to build skills for more opportunities later on. So they have one position, which is the development and research Vista, and really they'll be building the capacity by researching and writing grant proposals and creating donor strength strategies, and more the sustainability aspect. They really want to help develop handbooks and communication efforts and annual events so that they can continue to develop and implement capital campaigns. So kind of just a little bit about the position specifically, and they only have one position there. They're a new site, but just really helping people through expanding their revenue streams, expanding their grants, and things like that. So you'd be doing a lot of grant research and writing. And again, this one is more on the development side. So we have a lot of nonprofits that really need help with development and marketing, because that's you can't really help people if they don't know that you're there or if you don't have the funds. So you could be a big part of that and implement a capital campaign, and that would be great on your resume. These are like really good real life skills, and that'll help with you in the future. And then just a few things that you'd kind of be doing and developing and implementing would be growing the donor base, developing a handbook for communications and marketing, help annual fundraising events and really create those, and really finally just creating procedures for annual reports so that you can go out and be like, oh, we've helped X many people this year and we've had this impact, which can be really helpful in getting those grants and getting those funds. So again, a lot of these are more development, but I know a lot of people know that it's really important, integral for nonprofits just to get that assistance because it's very important. But if y'all have any specific questions about the positions, let us know. And again, like I said, we have some more positions that are open. We have 7 in total for this kind of recruitment round. So they're all listed on our website. So you can definitely go there for a little synopsis of what they all are. But these are specifically in South Dallas, and they're kind of newer programs. So it'd be really interesting and fun to start those.
Yeah. One thing that we didn't say yet, all of these positions that we've talked about today and the positions that will, the other 4 that we are recruiting for will begin on March 15th. So we are accepting applications through the AmeriCorps portal now through February 12th. So the application process is all online, and you can access it through our website, which is vistanorthtexas.com under the service opportunities tab. All 7 of our positions are listed there, and you are able to read about them or contact us for more information. Any questions, concerns?
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Jones.
I'm trying to think if there's anything to add.
Oh, I have one, I guess. How would a person be a standout candidate? Or what are some things that a person can do? Or what are some things that allow a person to stand out when applying?
When applying. In the application, there are two places. One is the motivation statement. So in that motivation statement, we like to see why you volunteer in your community. It's not a prerequisite to, be a volunteer or anything like that, but why you want to be a Vista. Because when Vistas are going through their year, sometimes we'll refer them back to their why. So if you are a person that, wants, many of our applicants say they want to make their community better, or that they have received services from our nonprofit partners or nonprofit agencies in general. So really talking about your why. A lot of our Vistas that are successful are flexible. They are self-motivated. They are curious, willing to learn. The important thing I think to know is that you do not have to have all the skills. You don't have to be perfect. This is service learning. We can teach you, everything you want to learn. The only thing we cannot teach is passion. So you do have to have a passion for service, and you have to be able to, just work with a diverse group of people. Communication skills, both written and oral, are important. A lot of our agencies are looking for that, especially because there's a lot of writing through grants and that kind of thing. Social media experience. All of the agencies are looking for social media experience. So, and both of these positions will utilize that skill as well. Did I answer your question?
Oh, absolutely. It made me think of some of our students are skilled in, say, for instance, TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram. And, that's leveraging skills that they may not realize that they have, but are definitely needed by organizations to help get the word out.
Yes, absolutely. I know that we have several Vistas that are doing social media marketing and social media, basically everything, because a lot of the fundraisers are going to online platforms. And thanks to COVID, nobody's being able to do the same fundraising activities they've done. So North Texas Giving Day is completely an online social media driven fundraising. So that's those skills come in really handy. There is a QR code there. If you want to scan that, it'll take you to our social media and website information. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Am I missing anything, Katie?
No, I think you got it all.
Yeah. So follow us. You can learn about what our Vistas are currently doing. You can learn about positions that we have coming up. Katie shares quite frequently.
I think every other day. We have a question in the chat. She asked if, actually I can't see your name, but whoever asked if we're currently accepting people who are employed full-time and if we have flexible programs. Vista is a full-time position, so it would be, full-time working hours. So unless you have a lot of hours in the day that I don't, probably not, unfortunately. We do have Vistas that work part-time on the side after they're done, at their site, but it is a full-time position.
One thing we didn't mention, I think both Harmony CDC and Mission Oak Cliff will be applying for summer associate vistas. Summer associate vistas are full-time for 10 weeks in the summertime. So that's a good way to get your foot in the door. It's the same $562 every 2 weeks. You do get an education award of around $1,300. You could look at it as a summer job, but a foot in the door of these nonprofit agencies. So they're working on their applications and their job descriptions right now. So check back with us in about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe, to see if those positions are up yet, if you're interested in that. But if there are no more questions, that is all the information I think we have to share today. I appreciate you all coming and listening to us. And if you have questions, you can contact us through our website, or I can put my email in the chat.
No, we have some comments. Thank you guys so much for presenting this and in great
Yeah, of
details. I'm really intrigued and looking forward to applying. As a public health graduate, this organization really reaches out to the community and needs that are dear to my heart.
Awesome.
That makes me happy.
Absolutely. Well, you know, we're trying to be innovative and bring great employers to you guys, utilizing technology with the convenience of logging on from anywhere. And so this is just one of those things. We're being flexible, and I hope you guys are too. And we hope that you will consider applying with a great employer like Vista North Texas, because they are doing really good work in our community, right in our backyard.